In the world of military aviation, there are the aircraft we know, and then there are the shadows. They are born in secrecy, developed in programs so classified they are denied to exist, and flown by pilots who cannot speak of their mission. They are black projects. For decades, these ghosts of the sky have given the United States an unparalleled technological edge. The most legendary of these was the B-2 Spirit, a stealth bomber so far ahead of its time it seemed to defy the laws of physics. When it was unveiled in 1988, it was a symbol of untouchable American power. But that was over 30 years ago. In the world of military technology, that's an eternity. For years, there were only whispers, rumors of a new ghost taking shape in the classified hangars of the California desert, a project known only by a code name, the Long Range Strike Bomber. Now, the shadows are receding. The black project is coming to light, and what has emerged is set to redefine air power for the next half-century. This is the story of the world's first sixth-generation aircraft, a machine designed to be the apex predator of the skies. This is the story of the B-21 Raider.
Normally it's on both sides and they're receptacle.
To understand why the B-21 was necessary, you have to look at America's aging bomber fleet. It's a force of legends, but legends from a different time. The B-52 Stratofortress, the venerable grandfather of the fleet, first flew in the 1950s. It's a magnificent flying arsenal, but it's a massive radar target. In a modern conflict against a major power, it can only operate as a standoff platform, launching cruise missiles from hundreds of miles away, far from sophisticated air defenses. The B-1 Lancer, born in the 80s, was the speed demon, designed for low-level penetration. But its stealth characteristics are limited, making it increasingly vulnerable. And then there's the B-2 Spirit, the crown jewel of stealth, a true penetrating bomber, capable of slipping through the world's most advanced air defenses. But it came with a staggering price tag, over $2 billion per aircraft in the 1990s dollars. The end of the Cold War meant its planned production run of 132 was slashed to just 21, a silver bullet force, too small and too precious to risk in large numbers. As the 21st century progressed, a new strategic challenge emerged: the rise of peer-level adversaries like China and Russia, who have spent decades building sophisticated, layered defense networks designed specifically to keep U.S. forces at bay. The old bombers could no longer guarantee access. The Air Force needed a new key to unlock these contested zones. It needed a penetrating bomber that was even stealthier than the B-2, but affordable enough to be built in meaningful numbers. That is the fundamental mission of a strategic bomber. The existing fleet, for all its strengths, was losing that capability against the most advanced threats. The B-21 wasn't a luxury, it was a strategic necessity. In 2015, after a secretive competition, the Air Force awarded the Long-Range Strike Bomber contract to Northrop Grumman, the same company that built the legendary B-2. But the B-21 would be built in a completely different way. The B-2 was a masterpiece of the analog age. The B-21 is the first bomber born entirely in the digital one. Using a concept called digital engineering, Northrop Grumman built and tested the aircraft thousands of times in a virtual world before a single piece of metal was ever cut. This digital twin allowed engineers to perfect the design, troubleshoot systems, and streamline the manufacturing process with unprecedented precision. It meant that the very first B-21 to roll off the assembly line wasn't a rough prototype, but a production representative aircraft, equipped with mission systems and built with the same tools and processes as the bombers that will follow. This digital approach is the secret behind the B-21's most surprising feature: its cost. While still a staggering investment, the projected average price per aircraft is around $700 million. That's roughly one-third the inflation-adjusted cost of a B-2. By mitigating risk in the digital world, the program avoided the costly, time-consuming trial and error that plagued earlier black projects. But the most significant leap forward is in the B-21's very philosophy. It's designed with an open systems architecture. Think of it like a smartphone. The B-2 was like an old feature phone. Its hardware and software were fused together. Upgrading it was a monumental task. The B-21 is designed to be easily updated. As new technologies, weapons, and software emerge, they can be rapidly integrated. This ensures the Raider won't become obsolete. It's designed to evolve, keeping it ahead of threats for the next 50 years. After years of secrecy and speculation, the world finally got its first look. On a cold evening in Palmdale, California, the B-21 Raider was rolled out. While it shares the iconic flying wing shape of its predecessor, the differences are telling. It's slightly smaller than the B-2. The engine inlets are blended even more smoothly into the fuselage. The cockpit windows are narrower, and the entire profile is cleaner, hinting at a new level of stealth. The materials themselves are a revolution. A new generation of radar-absorbent coatings that are far more durable and less maintenance-intensive than the famously delicate skin of the B-2. Less than a year later, another milestone. The Black Project took to the skies. On November 10, 2023, the first B-21 test aircraft, nicknamed Cerberus after the mythical guardian of the underworld, made its maiden flight. It was a short hop from the factory at Plant 42 to its new home at Edwards Air Force Base, the legendary proving ground for America's most advanced aircraft. This flight marked the official start of a rigorous test campaign, moving the B-21 from a manufacturing marvel to a real-world weapon system. A former test pilot said that the first flight is everything. It's where all the digital models and ground tests meet reality. The goal is to validate that the aircraft flies as predicted, that its systems are stable. From here, the test team at Edwards will systematically expand the flight envelope, pushing it faster, higher, testing its stealth, its weapons integration, its software. This is where a program earns its wings. So, what will the B-21 do? In short, it will restore the core capability of the strategic bomber, global penetrating strike. It is being built to hold any target anywhere on Earth at risk. With a projected unrefueled range of over 6,000 miles and the ability to be refueled in the air, the B-21 can be based in the continental United States at places like Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota and still reach deep into the heart of Eurasia. This removes the need for vulnerable forward bases within enemy missile range. It's a dual-capable bomber, meaning it will be a cornerstone of both conventional and nuclear deterrence. It will carry the next generation of conventional munitions, like the JASSM-ER cruise missile, but it is also being designed to carry the new B-61-12 guided nuclear gravity bomb and the future long-range standoff LRSO nuclear cruise missile. But the B-21 is more than just a bomber. The Air Force describes it as the centerpiece of a family of systems. With its advanced sensors and open architecture, it can act as a flying command and control hub, an intelligence gathering platform, and a battle manager, directing drones and other assets in a complex networked fight. It's not just dropping bombs, It's orchestrating the battle. The Air Force plans to buy a minimum 100 B-21 Raiders, finally giving the service the numbers it needs to make a penetrating stealth bomber force a credible frontline tool rather than a rare silver bullet. From a secret whispered in the corridors of the Pentagon, to a digital ghost, to a physical marvel of engineering, the B-21 Raider has emerged from the shadows. It carries a legacy of its namesake, the Doolittle Raiders, a spirit of bold innovation and strategic surprise. It represents a generational leap in technology, a new paradigm in how advanced aircraft are designed and built. But more than that, it represents a calculated response to a more dangerous world. In an era of renewed great power competition, the ability to project power and hold adversaries at risk is the foundation of deterrence. The B-21 is not a weapon of war, but a guardian of peace, a silent, watchful sentinel designed to ensure that any potential conflict never begins. The Black Project is now in the light, and with it, the future of American air power has taken flight.